Our next question is from an alpha. I don't know if that's a male or female. I'm assuming it will be a male, considering alpha male. And he's from, once again, assuming it's a he, is from Youngstown in Ohio. So another question from Ohio, and he asks, are the Lakers still an attraction? And the answer is no. It's not even close. You look at their roster, they've got Kobe, who's still coming off that Achilles injury. Now he's coming off a knee surgery. Played 8 games last year. Very rusty. I know it's Kobe Bryant, the Mamba. We all get that, but there is question marks there. I mean, he basically missed an entire season. So you got Kobe, you got Boozer. Yes, Boozer's played pretty well the last couple of years in Chicago, especially without Rose being there, and he was an unsung hero in keeping the Bulls' heads above water without Rose being there. Jeremy Lin, I'm rolling my eyes here because Jeremy Lin is one of the most overrated players we've ever seen in NBA history. Yeah, he can come around the pick, he can shoot that mid-range J, but everyone jumped on the Linsanity bandwagon in New York, and it was impossible for him to live up to those expectations. I mean, if it would have been impossible for Chris Paul to live up to those expectations, or a Rajon Rondo, or a Derrick Rose. It was just destined to fail, and now he's in LA, and he could relive some of that magic, but no. You got Randall, who's a rookie. You got Nick Young, who's a bonehead. You got Xavier Henry, who's got potential. Steve Nash, who's almost completely done. Honestly, there's just not a lot there. In the East, they'd probably make the playoffs, but if I had wings, I could fly. I mean, the NBA's not going to change the conference system. They should. Absolutely, they should. I wrote about that. I said that they should get rid of all the conferences, keep the divisions, and go from there. And just seed it 1 through 16. Don't worry about anything else. Division winners, yeah, they get a guaranteed spot, but they're not guaranteed a certain place. And that would be a much fairer outcome. But if that would apply to the Lakers, it also apply to the other teams. I mean, New Orleans would be ahead of them. They didn't make the playoffs last year. Phoenix, Denver, same thing. If they went through that kind of system, I still don't think the Lakers would make the playoffs because those teams are still ahead of them than they're in the West. And so I'm not going to just put a hypothetical out there that the Lakers by themselves would be eligible to make the East. If I'm going to do that, then New Orleans also gets that opportunity. And same with Phoenix and Denver. And by that merit, then all of a sudden I don't think they would make it. And so they're stuck in this brutal conference with that kind of talent, or lack thereof. They'll be lucky to scrape 30 wins together. Byron Scott's a very good coach, and I rate him. I think he's going to be a good fit for them. But the West is the West. Do we really think they're better than a San Antonio or Oklahoma or the Clippers or Portland or Houston or Dallas or Golden State or Memphis? And the answer is no, 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 no. They're not. They're going to really struggle. And I think it's time that maybe the team started to look into other options, and that may include trading Kobe Bryant, as sacrilegious as that may sound. You could trade him. Kobe has 2 years left on his deal, and it's, $48 million? It's something absurd like that. The problem is, they've also given up their next draft pick is going to Phoenix. This year's draft pick. This season's draft pick. So you can't tank. So what do you do then? You've got to come up with some kind of team that's willing to take on such a big contract over Kobe Bryant. But you've also got to get assets in return. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can get anywhere near a value. And do you then trade a legend for 10 cents on the dollar? That's quite the dilemma, especially when he doesn't want to go. I think the only option you can come up with is trading Kobe to New York for Amari Stoudemire straight up. And Amari makes close to 24 million, so you'd be able to the contracts match. Murray has one less year on his deal. Kobe would be in New York. I think that's one of the very few places, that and maybe Chicago, that he would even consider playing, or maybe Philly too, considering his roots. But New York and Chicago are probably the only ones that would actually, have some kind of curiosity for him to actually compete in, especially next to Carmelo. But I don't think that, even then, it sounds so far-fetched. So they're completely stuck. And they're not an attraction this year, and more than likely they're not going to be an attraction next year either. If anything, it might be an attraction to see how badly they get beaten, which is really sad.